everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Whitney Lucas with Crafty Thoughts Whatnots, and today I'm doing a spring summer hat wreath. I got 4 of them that I did, so let's jump right in. Here is the first one. I pre-made this one prior to recording the videos, and I just wanted to give you guys a good peek. This is a Dollar Tree hat. All the other supplies on here I got from all over the place. I was just using, the stuff I had on hand. So we've got Michael's, Craft Outlet, and Dollar Tree ribbon. I've got flowers here from Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, geez, everywhere. So everything is basically just a craft stash buster. Now the back I used a floral craft ring, and then I covered it with some gift wrapping type ribbon, and then a coiled wire hanger that I made, which I'll show you guys how to do that on the one we're going to make shortly. So there she is. That is our one. So let's get started. First one here, Dollar Tree hat. Here's the craft ring I was speaking of before. This I got at Michael's. It is a 12-inch ring. I'm actually struggling to get the label there in the frame. 12-inch floral and craft ring. I got them at Michael's. I'm pretty sure you can get them on Amazon, but when I checked, I believe they are more affordable at Michael's, but you never know. So here's the ribbon that I also have had at Michael's. I've had it for quite some time. It's kind of like a gift wrapping type ribbon. It's something you'd put on a birthday present. You could cut it and use some scissors to curl it, almost like a curling ribbon. It also melts pretty quickly, because you'll see right here when I put it down, it's like sizzle. It doesn't like that high tip glue, but just using a popsicle stick there to protect my paws, because I'm very good at burning myself. You guys know that. So just gluing it on the back, or pick a side that you want to be the back, I'll tell you that, because that's the side we're going to glue down to the hat when we're done. So here is the fun part of twisting this around the floral ring and losing control and dropping the ribbon and picking the ribbon up and then re-rolling the ribbon back up, because it's a small nightmare, but it's well worth it in my opinion. This is a step you could completely skip if you wanted to. You don't have to wrap the floral ring. I personally think it looks cuter, but I also like to finish the behind the scenes of most of my items I create. If there's a way I can cover up some things or make things look a little bit nicer, I do that. If that's not your jam, then skip this. It's no biggie. So here I'm going to speed it up so you don't actually have to go through the painful process of watching me wrap this floral ring for I don't know how long. And at one point you'll watch me, I'll drop the ribbon on the ground, and it's kind of like, you ever drop the paper towels in the kitchen and then boom, right there. Then they roll across the floor, and it unrolls pretty much half the roll of paper towels to the point where it's like, great, now every single one of them are dirty. It's wonderful. Yeah, well, that happened too. So, anyways, with the magic of editing, we are done, and we're just going to cut this off. I like to create a small little, I guess, seam, you could say, almost like when you're putting on a hem of something. So I'll fold it over before I glue it down. And the funny part is that now that I'm watching this back while I'm doing this voiceover for you guys, this is the back of it. I glue it down to the wreath, or to the hat, so you don't even see it. So some of the stuff I do has absolutely no point, Whitney. I'm just in the motions. Sometimes the crafting makes you so happy you don't really know what you're doing, nor do you care. So it is what it is. So there we go. Flipped it over, glued to hem. Now we're gluing it down, and that is the end of the story. That is wrapping the floral ring. Aren't we all happy that we watched this? Again, popsicle stick. I am too lazy to use my finger protectors, guys. I have silicone ones. I know everybody's been sending me good messages and tips and tricks and stuff, but I have them. I'm just lazy, I guess. So there, we're done with the floral ring. Now we're going to take the coil wire. It's basically like a covered wire. It's a thicker wire, and it's covered with kind of like almost a grapevine material. It's a natural material. And I like this for hangers on the back of wreaths. I think it looks prettier. You can use anything else. There's where it is. It's an Ashland brand coil wire. It's Ashland is a Michael's brand. So yeah, I could tell you got that at Michael's eons ago. So I don't use it very much. I'm going to pull out 16 inches. On a bigger wreath, like say if we were putting this around a grapevine wreath, I'd probably do 22 to 25 inches. But for this one, we're only wrapping it around the floral, the craft ring there. So I'm only going to do about 16 inches of it. So we're going to painfully watch while I take forever to measure it. But it's 16 inches. And then we cut it up. And then I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. So next step is to wrap it around the floor or the craft ring, but I don't want it to stick out too far above the hat, so I'm going to kind of just guess right here for now, but then we're going to grab the hat and we're going to just kind of do a little guesstimation. You see, I don't like it to stick out past the brim, so that I don't like, that I like. So I'm taking another guesstimation of it, and you guys, the end product, it ends up sticking out past the hat. So again, kind of didn't get my point across to my own self, but it's fine. So we're going to take both of the ends, wrap it completely around the ring, and then we're going to wrap it around the top of the wire at the top. Pull that back down. Hope that made sense. If it doesn't, you can rewind and watch very slowly. Wrap it around the whole ring, then wrap it around the top loop, and then bring it back down the side that you're going to basically hide or glue down. Now if you're putting this around a solid wreath and that's going to show, I would probably put leaves on it, something to hide the, the behind the scenes. So right now I'm just taking my pliers and needle nose and just kind of coiling it up towards itself. We're going to glue that side down to the hat, so I don't need to cover it with anything, but I am just trying to make it a little bit more secure and make it a little bit more of a solid ring. So there we go. That is a little hanger. Now you don't have to do this because you can hang the hat on a nail, but this would be just another option for hanging. Now you can see it sticks out past the brim of the hat, so the whole point of me trying to make it so that it didn't quite translate there, but I'm not going to tell. You guys don't tell, I won't tell. Sound good? Secret safe? Cool. So now all we got to do is just glue this down to the hat. And again, the whole purpose of doing this is because this hat's not exactly the most sturdy thing here. So, got lots of holes in it, which is why I'm using another popsicle stick here for gluing down purposes, because that stuff pops right through it. But the ring itself adds more stability to the hat. The hat's very flimsy, very floppy. At one point I had entertained the idea of possibly just gluing two hats together. They're from the Dollar Tree, they're only $1, so... But then it was just a little bit weird. It was a little bit too thick. So I said, okay, well, I got craft... I keep saying floral rings, guys, sorry. Craft rings. I've had these craft rings for years. Back when I first started making mesh wreaths, like 15 years ago. I used to staple the mesh to them. And I never got rid of them after that, when mesh kind of lost its appeal. And its appeal to me, too. So I just kept the craft rings, so it's kind of a good thing I did. So now we've got our base, and you can see here that the hat's glued down pretty good. So now we're going to start putting on our pretties. We've got a greenery bush there. I got a Hobby Lobby. I've got a leftover piece of styrofoam. I believe that's the soft styrofoam from Dollar Tree, but just use any piece you've got. You don't want a big piece for this anyways because we're not doing much. That right there was a piece of leftover garland. So most of these are all remnants. And those sunflowers there, I believe, are Ashland, so that'd be Michael's, and they're probably a few years old as well. I didn't buy anything new other than the hat for this particular project. And then you'll see that my second hat in this video is a smaller, like the child's hat. That was also from Dollar Tree. I didn't purchase anything new from any of these. Everything I pretty much had on hand. So we're going to put some glue on the bottom of that little remnant piece of styrofoam and then just hold her down there. So this time I decided to put the ribbon on first. I felt like I could build the arrangement around the ribbon, which I normally don't do, but I had limited flowers. I only had about 3 or 4 flowers, and I wanted to wait. So those 2 ribbons are from craftoutlet.com. They're 1.5 inch wide, and then I believe this orange one is a faux linen or a faux canvas ribbon. But I apologize, guys. This was my first time recording in a long time, and I pretty much made the bow off scream. Completely out of frame. It's my professionalism at its best right there. So I made a 4-loop ribbon, which is pinching and twisting. It's technically double-sided ribbon, but I like to do the twisting. It's just how I am. Now the sunflower ribbon is not double-sided, so it's very important that you do twist the ribbon after you pinch it in order to bring the front side forward as you're holding it. So all it is pinch, twist, bring them back together. I hold everything down between my thumb and my forefinger, or my pointy finger, which I like to call your thumb pit. Very technical medical term there, guys, thumb pit. And then this Dollar Tree ribbon here has no wire in it, so it's just a bunch of loops. And then I pinned it under my thumb as well. Then we're going to take our pipe cleaner, or chenille stem, however you prefer to call it, twist it around the middle, twist it on the back. We're going to use the pipe cleaner as a pick, so I cut off enough to where I know I'll be able to sink that into the styrofoam, and we're done with the bowl. Well, technically we're not done with the bow. I cut an extra piece of ribbon underneath there so I could have extra tails on this 4-loop bow for the orange ribbon, and I've never done that before. I actually think it turned out pretty cute. Got some extra tails on it, and it was super easy to do. So even just like that, you just put a smaller piece of styrofoam on your hat, make a pretty bow, and you're done. Especially if you maybe want to keep it temporary, you can pull the bow out. I would not put this outside. This would be an indoor thing for me. So you could put it in an area where it wouldn't get a lot of traffic or people or kids or pets would get around it, and your bow would just be temporary, and you pull it out and change with the season. I, of course, am going to be very extra. So make sure you dovetail your ends. I've forgotten to do that many times, but yes, that's basically pinch the ribbon ends together and then cut diagonally from the middle of the ribbon out towards the tip. Just make sure you've got the points on yours and not the diamond on the end. I've done that many times as well. You guys have seen me do that in the past. So there's the ribbon. There's our bow. And again, looks almost done, doesn't it? I'm going to clip off our greenery now. Most of it I had ready to go, but we'll speed this up so it's not too painful. This is a bundle I got at Hobby Lobby on their 50% off day, so I believe it was $10 and I got it for $5. I liked how it had longer lengths on the outside and shorter bundles in the middle, so I felt like it would give me a lot of mileage. That's why I purchased it. Greenery is very important, at least in my world. I love green, but you all know that. I'm a product of the desert, you guys. I've lived in the desert too long. I crave green. So that guy, I put one on each side of the longest ones, and then that one I needed to tack down to the brim of the ribbon because there's no wire in it, so I couldn't bend it to curve it around the hat. Some of the other things you can, if they've got full wire on them from end to end, you can curl them around, and my goal would have been to curl it around the brim of the hat to make it look like it's kind of following the shape of the hat there. So we're going to move on to the leftover pieces of garland. Now this was a really long garland I got, I believe, at Michael's many, many moons ago. I've been using it in my own decorative, my own decorations. I've had it in my living room, I've had it on my mantle, I've had it put in different things, so it's served its purpose a long time. Now it's time for it to permanently be part of this hat. I just wanted things that were like movie, flowy, stuff that was airy and cute. And I've already been really ripping it apart and piecing it into other projects. So this was kind of like another, like I said, stash buster, leftover stuff. I didn't want to have to go out and get more things. Plus, most people aren't really going out very much anymore. And I am now a product of the lockdown. I don't really want to go out anymore. I still find fun in going to the stores. I mean, where I live, we are able to go out to places. I just don't want to. But this right here is the part that makes me happy when I'm putting these flowers in. Now, I had 4 flowers total left on that, and I saved one of the other sunflowers for the next hat you'll see. But this one I used the 3 sunflowers on, so I tucked those girls in real quick. And all it is just, since I put the bow on first, it's just a different technique than you guys are used to seeing me do. This is just put the bow in, and then literally just stuff everything in around the bow. So you want to fill in all the empty space. You don't want to be able to see through anything, and you can also move the bow around and manipulate leaves and flowers and different items to fill in holes and spaces you don't want seen. here I'm showing you that I'm cutting off like the little nubs there that were holding on other pieces. Because since it's a garland, it's one solid piece, so I had to cut it somewhere. So I was just making the stem easier to push into the styrofoam. So cut off all the little plastic, nodules and little pieces that hold on other pieces and pieces of pieces of pieces, Y'all follow? Makes sense, right? Pieces of pieces of pieces? Works for me, I think. I think I'm good. Here, again, I've moved my project pretty much out of frame. Had I been paying attention, guys, sorry, I would have moved the camera up. It's a really good shot of the glue skillet there, isn't it? I mean, you don't really want to watch me make this thing, do you? Just rather stare at my glue screen. Again, I literally just cut all the little greeneries into small workable pieces. Some of them, if I wanted them to be longer, then I place them on those pieces where you want things to trail down. Put them closer to the outside. Also, in my opinion, sometimes it's easier to do those things first. It's easier to place your longer items around the outside border and have them come in. So I got all my greenery in, and I still had a little nakey piece in the back. So that's a no-no. So because I had no more greenery left, let's fill it in with ribbon, because Lord knows I have an endless supply of it. Well, I mean, technically it is endless. That's only a 50-yard roll, but that's the first time I opened it was using it for this project, so I had at least 50 yards. You think that might have been too much? Anyways, this one is a 3-loop bow. So pinch, twist, and then I left the tails as they were. I didn't make more tails on this one. Put the chenille stem in the middle, twisted it, dovetailed my ends, and this is literally just a space filler. So it doesn't have to really be all that perfect. You guys, I like to make stuff imperfect. I like stuff that's wrinkled and messed up and odd shaped and uneven. But this literally is going to fill our space, because I did not want to go and dig out more greenery that didn't match. I wanted to just finish this the way it was. I didn't want to add anything else to it, because like another type of greenery would have just had to been added all over. And I was also running space on that piece of styrofoam. But see how that perfectly filled in? So when all else fails, add more ribbon. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. When all else fails, add more ribbon. So there she is, guys. She's so cute. I almost want to wear it, if it wouldn't be ridiculous. But I like how it turned out. I think, summer, spring, mostly spring and Easter, you could say. Maybe Mother's Day you could get away with. But, I figured the sunflowers and the colors, you could throw this in through summer and get away with it until it's time to put the patriotic stuff out. So there she is. Isn't she cute? Alright, here's hat number 2. Now these are smaller hats. They are children's size hats that I got also from Dollar Tree. Now the regular size hats that we just finished, that's in the regular like clothing, you could say, area where there's scarves and socks and like toiletries for the bathroom, those places. This was in the actual Easter section. So since Easter's more than over, I do not know if you'll be able to find these smaller hats, but you never know. You might get lucky. My Dollar Tree's full of stuff that I've never seen anybody get on any of their hauls, and when I go look for the stuff that I've seen people get, they don't have it, and then I'm sad, and then I have to go to 4 more different Dollar Trees, and we won't talk about that. But anyways, so pulled off the little flower that was on this hat, and it left a decent amount of glue behind, man. That thing wasn't coming off. I guess, they really did build it for kids, because you could have ran it over with a truck and that flower wasn't coming off, let me tell you. So I glued my styrofoam to where that little flower left its little remnants behind. And then for this one, the floral rings, the craft rings, were too small. If I got the small 6-inch one, too small. 12-inch one, way too big. So I just used a jumbo craft stick that I got at Walmart. You can get them at Walmart in a pack, very cheap, and it's just the biggest ones you can find. Now this is my leftover sunflower from the previous project, and then this is just 2 picks of lavender that I got at Walmart. They're about, I believe the Walmart, I want to say it's 97 cents a bundle. So I'm definitely using both bundles of that lavender because I love the purple with the green. And then this is a craftoutlet.com ribbon. People say it's Mackenzie Child inspired. I just like the Harlequin on it, and it has this pastel like streaks through it, and you can pick up yellow and purple in it, and it's so pretty. This one I think is my favorite. Definitely my favorite of all of them. And I don't know why it's got like the least amount of stuff in it, but for some reason I think it's just the purple and the green. Green's my favorite color. I do everything in pink, but green is definitely my favorite color. Now the lavender has wire throughout it, so I'm able to curve it around the brim. So once you're sticking your lavender in, I just put a layer of lavender around the brim. On this one, we're going to make a different kind of bow. You'll see that in a minute. But I just put a couple pieces of lavender in at the bottom just to start things off. And then here I'm cutting them into smaller pieces. So each stem that I cut off of the larger bundle, I cut that stem in half. So I got 2 pieces out of one. So if there were 4 total, I got 8, if that makes sense. So now I'm just going to take my ribbon and I'm going to do a fold over bow. I honestly do not know what it's called, guys. This is just me making up what I think it's called. Literally, there's no tails. You're just folding it over on itself. We're going to make a separate tail. So take your ribbon, make your loop, glue it down to the middle. Then you're going to fold it over on itself and glue that too, and then pinch it in the middle. That's like making... I don't know, fold over bow. I really don't know what it's called, guys. You know, my my university training, yeah, blah blah. It's called a bow that I folded over and pinched in the middle. All I know is it's fluffy and cute, and it makes me happy. So, cut another piece here of just a strip of ribbon. Fold it in half and dovetail it, because you gotta make sure you get those ends dovetailed. And all I did was place it right there in the middle, pinch it, and put my pipe cleaner around the middle like I would on the other types of bows. It's a lot easier of a bow to do, but it's also a very simple bow, only because we're not doing a bunch of loops, we're not doing twisting and turning. You're just making a simple... I don't know, guys. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? Sorry. It's just a fold-over bow. And it makes it look like it's one piece even though it's 2. So even then, same thing. Put your pipe cleaner around the middle, twist it. We're not going to see the center of it. Most people would put another piece of ribbon down the middle, like fold it in half and wrap it around the middle. I would do that if that's going to be visible. But we're going to stuff this thing so full of other lavender, and I'm going to put that sunflower right in the middle. See, you're going to watch me here. I'm going to cut most of that off and then push that sunflower in the middle, and look how cute that is already. Gosh, I can tell you, cuteness aggression was happening in full bore right there. As soon as I popped that sunflower in, I got super excited. And not every video is going to be like this, guys, just in case. You know, I know there's a lot of you guys out there that like the live crafting and me talking while I'm making it. This particular night, I just needed to record something. I needed the motivation in me. I needed to just get it done. And I needed to have the TV on, and I needed to have music, and I just needed to have other things going on just so I could make it. So I just turned the camera on so you guys could watch me do it. And I was like, you know what? I'll do a voiceover, and I'll see how short of a video I can make for you guys. So this is just something to get us through, you know? Makes me happy. All I did here is just literally shove in the rest of the lavender. I had enough from those 2 bundles that I wasn't going to let any sit back. I didn't want any little remnants anywhere. Plus I feel like the fuller it is, the fluffier it is, and the fluffier it is, the happier it is, or the happier I am. So I can honestly tell you guys I was selfishly making this hat to make me happy. And if that makes me selfish, then I'm okay with it. The flower popped out just there, so I actually had to literally have some patience and hold it down and pop in the rest of the lavender, and then of course endlessly fluff the bow because apparently I can't stop. Oh, I was gonna put some lavender at the bottom, but then I was like, Whitney, calm down. Just put it at the top and let it go. So you should find somewhere. Can I stick it over here? Can I put it over here? I'm gonna add some more here. So that was it. The popsicle stick on the back was a little bit for stability, but you can hang it by that or you can hang it by just a nail. But other than that, look how cute she is. That's it, guys. Look how that ribbon picks up the purple and the yellow. Isn't it perfect? It's got a little green in it too. It's got like, I just realized it's the perfect amount of those little streaks in there. And there's the first girl we picked up. That's Craft Outlet ribbon. That's Walmart flowers. I don't know what those are. Michael's pink things. And I think, yeah, Michael's green things. You like my descriptiveness there, guys? Pink things, green things, and flower things. I love it. I think they turned out great. And you guys, let me know in the comments. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much for your support. I have a Ko-fi page, so if you want to support me that way, every little bit helps me helps me to keep maintaining my channel. So, as sporadic as I am and as here and I'm not, I'm still going to work on trying every day, guys. I'll be back, and I'll see you in the next video. So thanks again so much, and happy crafting, guys. Bye-bye.